Hey guys, this is Stacy Williams coming at you again from lovely Sebring, Florida. And I have part two to my Hanukkah revelation that I want to share with you guys. If you haven't listened to my first video, please go listen to that. The one that I did on the Hanukkah rapture with a lot of questions behind it. What I wanted to share with you guys today is this, that I have some new information I'd like to give you that has come to me. It turns out that in my timeline that I was given back in 2022, twice on that timeline, there was a 297 day count that was in between my big numbers that were given to me. And of course, 297 days can range anywhere from 9 months and 22 days to 9 months and 24 days, depending on the years and the calendar and all that. And there was this thing that happened where this 297 days appeared twice in there, and the number 792 also occurred in days in between. And I was listening to Joe Naveen 3773. I was listening to his last video, and he showed the number 297 on there. And of course I paid attention to it, and on the chart he had written that in simple gematria, Hanukkah 2025 is the value of 297. And I just found that really incredible. And if you add 297 and 792 together, it's 1,089. Well, it turns out that on my timeline, if I go back 1,089 days from the target date that I'm looking at, which is December 16th, 2025, the second or third day of Hanukkah, depends on how you look at it. If I go back to 1,089 days, it lands on December the 24th, 2022. And when I went back and looked, that was the 7th day of Hanukkah that year. That's incredible, the 7th day of Hanukkah. And also on the Essene calendar this year, December 16th is the 7th day of Hanukkah. It looks like the 477 number and the 774 number I had were the end caps, and the real meat of it laid right in the middle of the middle numbers, which was the 297. So also when we look at 297, which is 9 months and 22 to 24 days, we can go to Haggai chapter 9, verse 24, where it talks about the Lord said he would shake the heavens and the earth on the 9th month, the 24th day. And of course, we know that later on that became the date of Hanukkah. That became the date of Hanukkah. So this year and every year, Hanukkah falls on the 9th month, the 24th day. Isn't that interesting? And so one of the really powerful reasons that I'm sharing this video is not only that, but my dad called me this morning, and he had a dream last night, which was December the 1st. And in the dream, a local pastor that he knows came up to him and said these words, said, I have to sacrifice for 15 more days. I have to sacrifice for 15 more days. And he woke up from the dream. And when he woke up, he called me. My dad lives in Bolivia. And he called me up and he said, what in the world do you think this dream means? And I said, well, let's go to Daniel chapter 12, verse 11 and 12 and read it. And it talks about from the time that the daily sacrifices take it away until the abomination of the desolation, there's 1,260 or 1,290 days there. And then in verse 12 it says, but blessed is he that comes to the 1,335th day. And if you watch my last video on my timeline, the 1,335th day on my timeline is December 16th. Now, I don't know if Jesus is coming back at that time. So don't hold me to that, okay? I've had a lot of signs and I've had a lot of things along the way. But I will say this is suspicious that my dad did not even know about the sacrifice in Daniel chapter 12, that passage of scripture. He was not familiar with it. So it was pointing straight at December the 16th and talking about the sacrifice. Now, I realize that this quote in Daniel is not talking about the period we're in right now. I realize this has to do with the two witnesses appearing in Revelation and and I believe the 1,335th day mentioned there in Daniel is the second coming of Christ. So I don't know, guys. Like I said before, signs, I've had plenty of them. And having a sign does not mean that something has to happen at that time, okay? It just means it's a sign, and to me, it's pointing and showing us that we're right in the time zone. As for me, it appears that the calendar dates that he's showing me are working right along with the signs he gave me. It's all just coming together. And I thought I'd share this little bit of encouragement with you today as a follow-up to my first video. Anyway, I don't know if Jesus is coming back at Hanukkah, but I will say this: I sure hope he does. And there's nothing wrong with looking. Don't let anybody criticize you for looking. You're allowed to look. In fact, you're commanded to watch and to pray. So, guys, I don't know. We'll see, won't we? We're going to figure this thing out pretty soon. But anyway, I hope to see you in the clouds. And if I get anything else concerning this Hanukkah timeline, I'll be blessed to share it with you. God bless you guys, and we'll talk to you later. Maranatha.